Abraham stands as a towering figure in the history of religion. His story is one of profound faith, unwavering obedience, and a journey that would shape the spiritual landscape of the world. Born in the city of Ur in ancient Mesopotamia, Abraham's early life was steeped in the polytheistic traditions of his time. However, his life took a dramatic turn when he received a divine call from God, instructing him to leave his homeland and journey to a land that God would show him. He is revered as the father of Judaism, a title that signifies his pivotal role in the establishment of the Jewish faith. Abraham's covenant with God marked the beginning of a new era, one that emphasized monotheism and a personal relationship with the divine. This covenant was not just a promise, but a binding agreement that would influence countless generations. A patriarch who answered God's call and changed the course of human history, Abraham's journey was fraught with challenges and tests of faith. From the moment he set out from Ur, he faced numerous trials, including famine, conflict, and the ultimate test of his faith, the command to sacrifice his beloved son, Isaac. Through it all, Abraham remained steadfast, demonstrating a level of faith and trust in God that would become a cornerstone of the Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions. His unwavering faith and obedience to God laid the foundation for a new religious tradition. The story of Abraham is not just a historical account, but a spiritual journey that continues to resonate with believers today. His life exemplifies the virtues of faith, courage, and the willingness to follow God's will no matter the cost. Abraham's story, passed down through generations, continues to inspire millions around the world. It is a narrative that has been told and retold, each time reinforcing the values of faith, obedience, and the power of divine promise. Families gather to study his life, and his story is a central theme in religious teachings and traditions. His life offers a profound message of faith, courage, and the enduring power of covenant. Abraham's legacy is not just confined to religious texts, but is also evident in the rituals, traditions, and cultural practices that have been passed down through the ages. His story is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the impact one individual can have on the course of history. Abraham's journey is a testament to the transformative nature of faith and the boundless possibilities that unfold when we answer God's call. His life encourages us to look beyond our immediate circumstances and trust in a higher purpose. It reminds us that faith can lead us to places we never imagined, and that the journey of faith is one of the most profound adventures we can undertake. While there are no contemporary descriptions of Abraham's physical appearance, we can infer some details from the historical context and religious texts. Abraham lived in ancient Mesopotamia, a land of scorching sun and harsh desert winds. He likely had the weathered features of a nomad, accustomed to a life of travel and hardship. His clothing would have been simple and practical, made from materials like wool and linen. Abraham's most striking feature, however, would have been his bearing, the demeanor of a man chosen by God for a special purpose. Abraham's story begins in the ancient city of Ur, a bustling center of commerce and culture in Mesopotamia. It was here that God first called upon Abraham, commanding him to leave his homeland and journey to a new land. This land, Canaan, would become the Promised Land, a place where Abraham's descendants would flourish and worship the one true God. Abraham, demonstrating unwavering faith, obeyed God's command. He gathered his family and possessions and embarked on an arduous journey, leaving behind the familiar comforts of his homeland. Abraham's journey to Canaan was not merely a physical migration, but a spiritual odyssey. Along the way, God appeared to Abraham, establishing a covenant, a sacred agreement with him. God promised to make Abraham the father of a great nation, blessing him with countless descendants and a land flowing with milk and honey. In return, Abraham and his descendants were to worship God exclusively and live according to his laws. This covenant marked the beginning of Judaism, a religion founded on the bedrock of faith, obedience, and a special relationship with the one God. Section 5. The Birth of a Nation. Abraham's life was filled with trials and triumphs. Born in the city of Ur, he was called by God to leave his homeland and journey to a land that God would show him. This journey was not just a physical one, but also a spiritual odyssey that would shape the future of an entire nation. He faced famine, war, and personal tragedy, yet his faith in God never wavered. During a severe famine, Abraham and his family went to Egypt, where he faced numerous challenges. Despite these hardships, he remained steadfast in his belief that God had a plan for him and his descendants. His wife, Sarah, was barren for many years, making the promise of descendants seem impossible. The couple's struggle with infertility was a significant test of their faith. Sarah's barrenness was a source of great sorrow and doubt, yet they continued to trust in God's promise. However, God, in his infinite power, miraculously enabled Sarah to conceive in her old age. This miraculous event was a turning point in their lives, reaffirming their faith and God's covenant with them. The birth of Isaac was not just a personal joy, but a fulfillment of a divine promise. They named their son Isaac, and through him, God's promise of a nation began to unfold. Isaac's birth marked the beginning of a new chapter in the story of Abraham and Sarah, a chapter filled with hope and the assurance of God's faithfulness. Isaac's birth was a testament to God's faithfulness to his covenant and a sign that Abraham's legacy would endure through generations to come. The story of Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac is a powerful reminder of the enduring nature of faith and the fulfillment of divine promises, laying the foundation for the birth of a nation that would carry forward their legacy. Section 6. Foundations of a Faith. Abraham's life and covenant with God laid the foundation for the key tenets of Judaism: belief in one God, the importance of covenant, and the significance of the Promised Land. Judaism became a religion centered on the worship of Yahweh, the one true God who was all-powerful, just, and merciful. The covenant established a unique relationship between God and the Jewish people, marked by mutual obligations and blessings. And the Promised Land, Canaan, became a symbol of God's faithfulness to his promises and the future homeland of the Jewish people. Section 7. Living the Covenant Jewish Practices. The covenant with Abraham was not a passive agreement, but a call to action. It was a profound commitment that required the Jewish people to live in a way that reflected their unique relationship with God. This covenant was a guiding principle that shaped their identity and their way of life. It demanded that the Jewish people live their lives according to God's laws and teachings. These laws were not just rules to follow, but were seen as a path to a meaningful and righteous life. They provided a framework for how to interact with others, how to worship, and how to maintain a sense of community and purpose. These laws, revealed gradually throughout history, encompassed all aspects of life, from ethical behavior and social justice to dietary practices and ritual observances. They were designed to create a society that was just, compassionate, and in harmony with God's will. For example, dietary laws known as kashrut dictated what could and could not be eaten, ensuring that meals were prepared in a way that was mindful and respectful of God's commandments. Central to these practices was the observance of the Sabbath, a weekly day of rest and spiritual reflection. The Sabbath, or Shabbat, begins at sunset on Friday and ends at nightfall on Saturday. It is a time to cease from the labors of the week and to focus on spiritual rejuvenation. Families come together to light candles, share meals, and engage in prayer and study. The Sabbath served as a reminder of God's creation of the world and his covenant with Abraham. It was a day set apart from the rest of the week, a sacred time to reconnect with God, family, and community. The rituals of the Sabbath, such as the lighting of candles, the recitation of blessings, and the sharing of special meals, all served to reinforce the spiritual significance of the day. It was a time to step back from the demands of daily life and focus on prayer, study, and family. The Sabbath provided a weekly opportunity to reflect on one's actions, to seek spiritual growth, and to strengthen the bonds within the family and the community. It was a time to rest, to rejuvenate, and to remember the enduring covenant between God and the Jewish people. Section 8. A Legacy of Faith. Abraham's impact on Judaism extends far beyond his lifetime. He is revered as the father of the Jewish people, the ancestor from whom they trace their lineage and their faith. His life serves as a model of faith, obedience, and unwavering trust in God. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice everything for God, including his homeland, his family, and even his son Isaac, as tested by God, demonstrated the depth of his faith. and the importance of surrendering to God's will. This act of ultimate surrender became a defining characteristic of Jewish identity. Section 9. Abraham's enduring impact. Abraham's legacy extends beyond Judaism, influencing Christianity and Islam as well. He is considered a patriarch in all three Abrahamic faiths, a testament to his enduring impact on the history of religion. Abraham's story continues to resonate with people of all faiths and backgrounds. He embodies the universal human search for meaning, purpose, and connection with the divine. His life teaches us about the transformative power of faith, the importance of living according to our values, and the enduring legacy we leave behind through our actions.